Some might say that I'm a loner, but I just call it being free. I am my heart's only owner, or at least I used to be. 'Cause now a wildfire is raging deep inside, and my heartstrings are pulling.
Hi everyone, I'm Marie from Southern Country Living, and I hope everyone is having a great day today. Here in Georgia, it's beautiful, but it's a little crisp this morning. And today I'm going to be making a coconut cake. I'm going to make it a little bit different than I usually make it when I'm making it for a dinner at home. So I'm going to be using a cake mix. It's a German chocolate cake, and I'm going to be making a coconut cake. And this right here is an icing that is similar to a 7-minute frosting icing, and it's good enough for me that when I'm wanting to do something quick and fast and easy, it works. Also, I got here some coconut in this bag right here. Instead of getting the coconut and beating it and grating it and everything, this right here works just fine for me. I used to do all of that, but now I'm in my 70s, and so I take some little shortcuts sometimes. But anyway, today, yesterday was my mother's birthday, and so I didn't get to make this cake yesterday like I wanted to. So today I'm going to be making it in remembrance of her. She's passed on now, and she's greatly missed by the whole family. But we really enjoyed when she came to dinners and all. She'd always request the homemade coconut cake, and I did it. And then sometimes I would take the fast and easy way too, and she liked that just as good too. And so I'm going to be making this cake, and then Calvin's going to be making something right after me. It's an easy, economical, and meal for two. And so I think y'all are really going to enjoy that too. So let me get started on my fast and easy coconut cake. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is just empty it in the box and just follow the cake mix directions. And it says to add my oil, and water, and my eggs. Okay, that was 3 eggs. So I'm going to beat this at, let's see, for 2 minutes. On medium. 2 minutes on medium speed. Okay, put that out of the way. Okay, I already have my pan greased over here. And so now then I'm going to pour my batter in my greased pan. This is a 9 by 13 inch pan. You can make this in round cake layers also, or whatever kind you want. This is what I'm using today. Okay, Now then, I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes to 30 minutes, and I'm going to be watching it closely because sometimes your oven just don't do what it wants to. Okay, so then I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, I'm back, and I just got my cake out of the oven, and it really smells good in this kitchen today, doesn't it, Calvin?
It sure does.
And as soon as my cake cools off, I'm going to come back and make the icing. And then after I finish up my cake, then Calvin will step in the kitchen and he'll do his thing. Okay, so I'll be back in a little while. Okay, my cake is cooled off now, and so I'm fixing to make my frosting mix, my fluffy white frosting mix, which is sort of the same thing as the 7-minute frosting, but just a fast and easier way of doing it. Sometimes this particular frosting is hard to find, and the only place I've been able to find it is actually at Piggly Wiggly's. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side now, and so I'm going to put a half a cup of boiling water into my mixture here, and I'm going to beat it on low for 30 seconds. And now then I'm going to beat it for 7 minutes on high. Okay, you don't have to do this step right here, but I always do. I put a little bit of vanilla flavoring in it. Okay, I have stiff peaks now, so then I'm going to put this pan over here. And so now then I'm going to put my icing on my cake. See, it's just the same consistency as 7-minute frosting. And you can make this a 2-layer cake if you want to. And if you want to spend the extra time of making a scratch cake, you can too, but this is what I wanted to do, a fast and easy one. Some of my icing is coming up right there, so I'm going to get this and see if I can straighten this mistake out a little bit. My coconut's going to cover it up also. Okay, now then y'all didn't see that, did you? Okay. I'll put just a little bit more right here. Okay, so now then I'm going to put my coconut icing, no, my coconut on top. Sprinkle it. Usually when I would make a coconut cake, I would have to crack the coconut, and it would take me about all day. I'd make it from scratch, but this is much easier and much simpler, and it tastes good too. You can make it with the yellow cake layer or white, but my mother, she always liked the German chocolate type, and so that's what I did today. It's made it just about like she liked it. I can't wait to get a piece of this today. My mother had come to this house for many cookouts and potluck dinners. So she's in a better place now though, so I look at it like that. She's very well missed. Okay, here's my pretty coconut cake. And so I'm going to get out of the kitchen now and let Calvin take over.
Hey everyone, I'm Calvin with Southern Country Living, and today I'm going to be making a recipe called fried cabbage and potatoes with bacon. And this is a real simple recipe. It's not hard to prepare, not hard to make, very economical. And the recipe actually calls for making it with just one potato, but I'm going to go ahead and put 2 potatoes in here. I'm going to use one smaller one, and just to make a few more potatoes for this recipe because Marie and I both we enjoy potatoes. And the bacon, I've already got me some bacon cut up and put in my skillet here. I'm using 5 pieces of bacon, and first thing I'm going to do is let this completely fry up. And while it's frying up, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my potatoes and my cabbage. So let me get started on this. Okay, I've got my potatoes peeled, and those were not the prettiest potatoes. Sometimes you get real pretty ones and sometimes you don't. But let me go ahead and cut these up. The recipe calls for cutting it into little small pieces, and so see how I can do that. And that bacon sure is smelling good. Let me go ahead and turn it over one time. They don't seem to have a lot of grease on this bacon. Okay, now let me cut this potato. And just what I'm doing is cutting it in long strips that's about a 1/2 inch wide. And then I take those long strips and cut them down in little 1/2 inch pieces. That should make some little small cubes that will cook up pretty quick. Okay. Okay, while that bacon's still cooking, let me run over here and rinse these off and leave them in some water. Okay, there's my potatoes, and they're sitting in water, so that'll keep them from turning, more brown than what they already are. And now on the cabbage, the recipe calls for using a 10-ounce bag of shredded cabbage, and so we just bought a whole head of cabbage because Marie's going to probably make another slaw recipe, and so she's wanting to have some extra cabbage for that. So I'm going to cut off about maybe that much right there. And that may not quite be 10 ounces. Let me get just a little bit more. Okay, that should be enough cabbage. Put that to the side for a minute and see if I can shred this up with the knife. Okay, I've got my cabbage straight up now. Let me turn over my bacon one more time. Okay, I think that bacon is just about done. Maybe another minute or two. We'll make sure it's good and crispy. Okay. Don't think I've ever cooked bacon before on this countertop burner. I'm used to cooking it on our oven, and so it takes a little adjusting to get used to using an electric countertop burner. But as soon as this bacon gets done, I'll be back with you. Okay, I believe the bacon is crispy enough. I'm going to go ahead and start taking it out now. And I'll just place it on some paper towels and let the excess grease be draining off of it. And this particular bacon didn't have much grease on it, to be honest with you, which is unusual. Usually You cook bacon and you end up with a pot full of grease. These two pieces here weren't quite as crispy as I'd like them to be. Let me let these two pieces stay in here just a few more seconds. Okay, I'll go ahead and get these out. Maybe they'll be all right. Okay, next I'm going to add my cabbage into it. And I'm going to go ahead and put it all in there. And then I'm going to add my potatoes to it. And I'm going to try to not put too much water in, but I will try to just get the potatoes, not all the water. Okay. Now I'm going to put some salt and pepper on it. And I think the recipe calls for about half a teaspoon of salt. So I just go ahead and put a pretty good bit of salt on here. And then I'll put some black pepper. Same thing, it calls for about a half a teaspoon of black pepper, but I won't put that much on here. You could, if you wanted to, you could chop up some onion and add some onion to it and some bell pepper if you wanted to. But for today, I'm doing the recipe just like I found it, and I'm not really changing anything up. And like I said, this makes a pretty economical recipe. Don't cost that much to make it, and it should make about the right amount for two people to enjoy a real good meal. So I'm stirring it around now, getting a lot of that bacon grease into the cabbage to help get it all that flavor. Okay. So now I'm going to cover it up and I'm going to let it sit here, and I'll probably reduce the heat in just a minute. I'll reduce the heat just a little bit, but I'm going to let it simmer for about 30 minutes, and I will come back and stir it just a little bit every few minutes until it's completely done. So about 30 minutes from now, I'll be back with you. Okay, Marie, it's been cooking for about 5 minutes now.
Oh, wow.
What do you think about that?
I think it looks really great.
Yeah, I may have to stir it. I haven't been keeping it stirred real good. Oh yeah, that looks good, don't it? I love how it smells. That's the trick, cooking it in that bacon grease. It makes it really good.
It smells really good.
I might want to add a little more salt to it because I really didn't put a lot of salt on it. So let me add just a little more salt real quick. There we go. Okay, we'll let this continue to cook. Okay. Your cake looks great over here, Marie. The cake's ready to eat, so we can just cut us a slice when we get ready to eat this.
Yeah.
We've got 20 minutes till mealtime.
Well, I'm ready, aren't you?
I'm past ready. Okay, Marie, we're down to just 1 minute left here. It sure does look good, don't it?
Really feels great.
Yeah, the last thing we want to do, let me stir it just a little bit first. Oh yeah, looks great. Okay, and I'm going to put some bacon on top of it.
Bacon makes everything better, doesn't it?
It does. Let me go ahead and turn this off. Probably don't have to use 5 strips of bacon because that's plenty of bacon and we still got almost half the bacon left. So if you want to make this recipe, you may put a smaller amount of bacon on it. Okay, time's up. And with this, we're having the coconut cake that Marie made earlier today, and we're having some sweet tea. I always say sweet tea, but it's actually artificially sweetened. That's how we like it, don't we, Marie?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go ahead and get some of this out. Okay, that's probably about as much as I can eat right there, Marie. And give you as much as I got. Okay, and there's yours. Let me put a couple of extra pieces of bacon right on top.
And this is a meal for 2, isn't it?
Yes, and there's a little more in here. If you was a heavy eater, you could probably eat the rest of that. But I think this is about as much as I can eat for one meal.
Okay, you done got your picture?
Let me get our picture of our food, and then we'll do a taste test. Okay, Marie, I'm ready to do a taste test. How about you?
Me too, Calvin.
It's a little hot. Potatoes are real hot, but real good. This cooked for 30 minutes exactly, and I hadn't tried the cabbage yet. Did you try some of the cabbage?
Mm-hmm.
Cabbage good?
Mm. It's very good.
Mm. Great. We didn't figure how much this cost because we actually had everything to make it with. We had the bacon. Oh, we had to pick up a head of cabbage. Mm-hmm. And I do remember we paid 99 cents a pound for cabbage, and that cabbage weighed 2.5 pounds. And I used less than half of it. So you got plenty of cabbage left over. You can make some real good slaw for another meal. Okay, so this is going to be a great little meal for us. Not very expensive. This cake here, Marie used to make this particular cake for her mother and her brothers. They would all request it. This is what they wanted. And Marie would sometimes cook 3 of these cakes. At Christmas time, 1 for the dinner, and then she'd give 2 of her brothers a cake apiece. Yes. Because they'd take it home. They wanted a whole cake, didn't they?
Yeah.
But it's really a good cake. And back then she made what she called the 7-minute frosting. This is very, very similar to it and tastes the same to me. And so, anyway, we're going to enjoy this meal. I hope you enjoyed watching us prepare it. We appreciate everyone tuning into our channel and watching our cooking videos. We also appreciate you watching our other videos where we go thrifting and shopping and spending time with family, right?
Right.
So we love y'all. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you on our next video.
And y'all do what you love and love what you do, and have a great day today. Bye.
Okay. Boy, that tasted great, didn't it, Marie?
We were young and we were free and running, never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling. We were young and drunk in love. A few years later I have started thinking, if it's just love in every glass I'm drinking, we're like one and without you I'm sinking. I'm always shining next to you. Oh, I got you, there's no reason to chasing pavement on my own, 'cause you're here.